Hi there, this is TwoLegsBetter, and I'm very glad to upload this episode, and it's an actual live stream. Today I will be talking about how to use the CER2 method to analyze doubles games. What is CER2? If you watch my previous episode, you notice that I break down each badminton shot into three stages. It's actually kind of arguably four, but that's why it's also CR2, because the first one is choice or choose. You need to choose where you want to send the shuttle to. Based on where you are, based on your opponent's position. Well, mostly based on your opponent's position and their postures and their readiness, and maybe even strength and weakness and whatever. So that's the first one. You need to choose where to send your shuttle to. And then the second is you need to execute that. Just because you want to send it there doesn't mean you will. And you can see a lot of people, they're having trouble with that. The general rule of execution is this. In badminton, especially when it's fast, usually it goes back to where it comes from. So that's how most people react. So if you smash or something, chances are the shuttle is coming back where it came from. So that gives you so when you execute, you want to break that. You want to get it back to wherever you want it to go, not where it came from, at least not dictated by that. So, and then third one is ready for the next shot. It's called ready to, because you need to be ready before you make the shot as well. So there are two readiness in one shot. But anyway, now what do I mean by that? How's that different? And I want to show you. I want to explain that in real actions, and we'll see. Hopefully, some of the things can be clearer here. Now, this is a game between two Chinese pairs, two of the top mixed double pairs in the world right now. First, you got to understand, doubles is the same. The principles are the same for men double, woman double, and mixed double. The principles are the same. You may say, no, mixed double. My coach told me it's different. Well, when you execute, it's different, but it's based on the personnel. It's not based on the game. The game doesn't change, because the game, usually in mixed doubles, the girl goes to the net and the man will stay at the back, right? But it's not always the case, because sometimes the girl will go to the back, the woman goes to the back. The woman can smash, because there are many techniques. Their smash may not be as powerful as the man, but they have other technique to control the game. So it's not a given. I still remember, as old as I am, right? Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei from China. That's 10 years ago. They won Olympic champions and multiple world champions, world number one for a long time. Might be the GOAT. At least one of them. Definitely top 5 all time in terms of mixed doubles. And Zhang Nan is not particularly a harsh smasher, and he won't wow you with his smash. And Zhao Yunlei, actually, among ladies, she's very, very strong. Her smash is very, very strong. So sometimes they tactically change, not forced, because sometimes you force the woman to go to the backhand, right, backside, backcourt, right? And for them, it's not. So it's like a tactical choice on their part. So the point is, doubles are the same. Now, people are different. Even you have a men double, you have two men, or you have a women's double, you have two women. Two players, they have different characteristics. Some people are better at backcourt. Some people are better at front court. So the mutual understanding helps a lot, and it's crucial in terms of how you execute the game there. So, and now, The thing is, I still want to explain something. Okay, you can see on the court. Okay, this is not. Okay, this is more accurate. You see the single course, right? The single course. Well, you don't need me to explain more. Just look at the single course, right? So one player can control the whole court, this whole single court, right? And the doubles court is not doubling it's not two single courts, right? It's just slightly larger than the singles courts, which means for any particular player, man or woman, they can control for the doubles court like 80% of the court without a problem. That's why sometimes you see one player is defending the whole court against the two players. Of course, it's more difficult, but they can. And this also creates a problem. That means sometimes 1 + 1 is less than 2. You want it to be more than 2, but sometimes it's less because one player can get in another player's way. So what do I mean by that? Let's take a look at this, okay? Now, for the mixed doubles, these two pairs are at the top of the game at the moment, but they all have, in my mind, they all have certain areas that they could change. Let's see some rallies here. These are randomly chosen rallies, okay? So let's just take a look. Okay, now you can see that the girl here is Wei Yaxin. Wei Yaxin is serving to Feng Yanzhe. Feng Yanzhe is almost 2 meters tall. Okay, he's really tall, and he's ready there. So it's a good return. It's a good return to the side, and let's see. So Jiang Zhenbang, this guy, this is Jiang Zhenbang. Jiang Zhenbang basically had no, well, maybe not no choice, but he lifted really high to the woman. Now, I kind of want to show you. Let's see. All right, let's move a little bit back. Now, you see that why they move that way, okay? For Feng Yanzhe, this is Feng Yanzhe. Feng Yanzhe went forward to push the shuttle down. When you push the shuttle down, your whole body goes with it. This is the thing. If you are a lot of people don't do that. Amateur players especially so. But when you do that, you need to use your whole body to generate that, and that way, even though you are a male player, it's hard for you to retrieve to protect the back. So, and that's Huang Dongping. Huang Dongping is an Olympic winner, Olympic gold medalist. Okay, and she is very capable, very strong, and among all the female players, she's very strong. So she saw that Feng Yanzhe was pushing the shuttle down. So she retrieved a little bit to do that. She doesn't have to. She can choose to go forward. If she goes forward to protect here, then Feng Yanzhe can go sideways, go back to protect the whole back of the net because the shuttle is right here. So now let's look at it again from. So this is where the shuttle is. So you look at it from Jiang Zhenbang's perspective. Jiang Zhenbang has several choices. Now the doubles game is different from the singles game. Singles, I told you, just 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Usually just the 4 choices, and then you have smash, you have body smash, you can mix them in. But generally you have the 4 corners on the court, right? But for doubles, it's different. For doubles, you have the normal choices. You have a 1 that's in front of the net. You drop it back in front of the net, and there's a 2. 2 is in between the two players. In doubles play, the number one choice is to create a confusion. The number one choice is you hit it to a place where both players have equal chance to get to. Both of your opponents have equal chance to get to create a confusion. Because when the chances are equal, they would need to negotiate it. They need to decide who goes. And that's how you create a confusion, okay? Now, and 3, of course, is the backcourt. You can always lift it backcourt. And then 4 is the center of the backcourt. Now, you can also put in 5 and 6, right? 5 is across the court. 6 is all the way across to the back. You can try, because for 5, you have your partner is in the way. It's difficult to make it 5, and also it's a low probability shot. And 6 is the longest way. I'm sure they can do that, but not consistently, not accurately, not necessarily accurately. And also, it gives your opponent more time to prepare. So 5 and 6 generally are out of the question. Don't do it unless you are in a very good position. You know your opponent is out of position. Now, you look at the two. Look at Feng Yanzhe and Huang Dongping's position. Feng Yanzhe is the big guy. The big guy is right here. You look at that. He's huge. Okay, he's very tall. He's very tall, and he's in this position. So if you cross it over his head, he's going to block it. It has to be really, really high, or really fast, but generally really, really high. Now, I want you to look at Huang Dongping's position. Huang Dongping is right here. That, to me, is not ideal. Ideally, Huang Dongping would be better off slightly to her left, just slightly to her left. And that way, she can cover the side much better. So in this case, you look at where Huang Dongping is. If my advice to Jiang Zhenbang would be drive a hard drive along the line to the back court. That would be what I do. That's really what I do. Because if you lift it high to number 3, and she's going to get it back, and there's no problem. And if you drop it in front of that at 1, she's right there. She probably can get to it, and so you need a very high quality, and it's a risky choice. So 3 is the right choice, but the execution is questionable. If I were him, I probably will be a fast drive. Just go there and fast drive. But of course, that's easier said than done. Okay, you remember these are the top players, so there's very few things that they cannot do on the court. So it's a good push downward. So it's not easy for him to make a lot of things. But in an ideal situation, that's what I would tell him to do. But the safer choice is just to lift it high, and that's exactly what he did. Okay, let's see. So he lifted it high. See that? So he lifted it high, and then Huang Dongping went back to smash. Now, the big guy here, Feng Yanzhe, already started to retrieve, but then had to go back because when your partner smash, you need to protect the net. So he went back to protect the net. But look at where the feet. Look at her feet. Her back feet is still within the double service line. That's not very high. That's not a very, it's not in the back. So if she smashes, the shuttle would probably come back, and she can, if it's in front of her, she can do that. So that's why Feng Yanzhe is in a good position here, and he's protecting the whole triangle. This whole triangle part of the court, including behind the smash. Now, this is the execution part on Huang Dongping's part. For anybody, if you smash in this position, you are better off to follow up after smashing, follow up your body to go forward to the net, because there's a high probability the shuttle will come back there, and the quality, if your smash is good, the quality is not going to be good. And so you're going to protect that. Even if they drop it back in front of the net, you have plenty of chance to get that. That is the rotation on court. Okay, let's see what she does, and let's analyze her choices as well. So her choices is number 1 here, and number 2 here. Number 2 is in between them, right? And number 3 here, and number 4 here, and I would put number 5 way down here. Okay, now for her, for Huang Dongping, it's a high lift, and she's going to push it down. So 1 is the easiest choice, but she needs to smash it. It's not. She can drop it because of where Jiang Zhenbang is. He's pretty near the back, so she could choose to drop it. But for doubles, drop shots are not really. Many times you need to have caution with that, because it's easy to make a mistake, and if the quality is not good, your opponent could pounce on it. So, to me, I would advise her to just smash it to the close side, right? And of course, she can also do number 3. If she does number 3, I mean high lift number 3. High lift number 3 basically is not advisable, because the male player is right there. If you lift it high, cleared it high, he's going to smash it back. You're going to put your own team in a very bad position here. And 2 is definitely not recommended. 2, especially drop. You don't want to drop to 2 because Wei Yaxin is right there. Now you can smash. You can smash in between these 2, and that's another choice. So the best choice would be smash in between the 2 players or to the side. And you could clear to 4. If you clear to 4, it's not a good choice because the male player is already there. It's clearly his. If you clear to 4, and he's going to smash, and you can see all the open space here. So you basically put your own partner out to dry, right? And 5 is a choice, but it's not fully recommended. You can do it, of course, you can do it, but you give up your attacking. Now, so the best way is to keep the shuttle downward, keep attacking here. Now let's see what she does. Okay. You saw that, right? So 5 seconds, already that much. Okay. So the lift. Okay. Now, that's a brilliant choice on Huang Dongping's part, where she smashes. She smashes it in between these 2, right? Why did she choose that? Because when she retrieved and started to smash, she saw that Wei Yaxin was retrieving a little bit. She retrieved a little bit to get into position to receive the smash, which is a very smart thing to do on Wei Yaxin's part, okay? But you got to know Wei Yaxin is lefty, left-hander. So by smashing in between the 2 players, that actually put her in a slight disadvantage. But of course, Jiang Zhenbang is in a very good position to help, so it's not an issue there at all. Now, I want you to pay attention to where the Feng Yanzhi is positioned. Look at him. He's protecting. He knew that his partner is moving back, so it's unlikely to come back, so he needs to protect the net. And this is the classic attacking position. For both parties, this is the classic attacking position, and this is the classic perfect defense position. So both sides are in great position here. Now, let's see. You see what I mean? The shuttle goes back to where it comes from. Now, you might say, okay, wouldn't it be better if Jiang Zhenbang just, drive it to cross the court? Yes, it would. It definitely would. And he should. He clearly should, because, your opponent is in clear attacking position. And that smash is actually, and this is the part I don't understand. I think they are technically sophisticated enough, He should do that. I don't know why he didn't do that. But then you look at the return, the shuttle is here. Can you see the shuttle? The shuttle is here. The shuttle is here. And Feng Yanzhe is right there. Remember how tall he is, okay? Let's see. So he is there to intercept and start smash. So that is a smash, and actually, Feng Yanzhe had many choices. Should we do that thing again? He could just drop it in front of the net. I would love that. If he just drop it there, it will put Jiang Zhenbang and Wei Yaxin in a very bad position there. One thing is, I want you to notice is when he intercepts the shuttle, Huang Dongping, she needs to move quick. She needs to go sideways and go forward. This is what Huang Yaqiong does really, really well. But let's see. And that smash wasn't very hard. One reason is because Feng Yanzhe is too tall, very tall. For tall players, it takes longer to swing the racket. So, but anyway, still it forced a very bad return. Well, I shouldn't say very bad. It's still kind of okay, because it's right here. Look at the feet. Look at her feet. So it's not too deep, but it's decent. It's decent considering the pressure that they are under. Now I want you to look at the defensive stance of these two players. Very, very good. Okay, they are facing where the shuttle is coming from, and so the whole body is ready. Now if you're Feng Yanzhe has a choice to make, right? Should he go forward to protect the net, or go back to go to the back court, to do what he's supposed to do, right? He's the man there. He's the male player. Let's see what he does. Okay, so pay attention to Huang Dongping. Huang Dongping, after smash, just go forward. That's the ready. That's R2. That's ready for next shot. And go forward and keep your racket up. I like where the racket is. Look at the racket. Look at her racket head up. So she's ready. If the return is anything, to the net, high or something, she's ready. She can pounce on that. And Feng Yanzhe is back already. Look at her. Look at his feet. Look at his feet. He's already behind Huang Dongping. So now is the correct, the preferred attacking position now. He's at the back and the other at the front. And Huang Dongping smartly smashed to the backhand of Wei Yaxin. So, but look at the body position. Look at the body language of this is Wei Yaxin and this is Jiang Zhenbang. Both of them try to return it. Why? Because it is in between both of them. That's called confusion. Of course, they know who's going to take it, because Jiang Zhenbang can still take this. Okay, but Wei Yaxin took it. So let's see. Wei Yaxin took it, and remember I said, it goes back to where it comes from. Ideally, if you're Wei Yaxin, you would go this way. Just a hard drive to that. But why she couldn't do that? because look at her feet and her body position. And this is the thing, I think it's a training issue, is a lot of people do defensive plays, their body goes back. When your body go back, it's very difficult to generate power. You want your body to go forward, to be aggressive, to attack the shuttle. When you go back, the shuttle drop more, so you hit it late and it's more difficult. And this is exactly what happened. Okay, so now the smash is not very high, not very far, and Feng Yanzhi doesn't even need to move. He is right there, just jump from where he was and just smash it down. And now look at the smash. The smash is right here. Now this is a perfect smash because it's closer to the male player, but look at Wei Yaxin. Wei Yaxin still try to get it, and this is the part. I don't know. These two have been together for many years, and this still happens. I don't know why. It's just don't do anything. Just let your partner handle that. I don't know. You see that? So Jiang Zhenmeng is trying to move, and he didn't really receive that. And Wei Yaxin tried to hit, and he couldn't. She couldn't, and then they lost the point. So you see, it's a short exchange between these two pairs, but yeah. Anywho, okay. So this is one. I want to show you another, and this is another pair. That's the Korean pair, and. Kim Min-ho and Seung-jae versus the England pair, Lane and Vandy. The two Korean pairs, I think they created a history last year. They are the most dominant pair in the past year or so. And I personally, I watch them all the time. And sometimes I'm really, really baffled. This is what usually happens in their case, okay? Usually, the first game they lose big. You look at the score, 21-8. Even if they don't lose big, they were trailing for a large part of that at the beginning. It's almost like they don't know how to play. It's almost like they play with each other for the first time. They just need time to gel, which is amazing to me because they have been together for several years and they won a lot of games together. They still look this way. It's just amazing. But of course, their defense is great. Their individual defense is great. So it's very difficult to kill them. So, and Badminton has 3 games, so they don't care for the first game or lose 1 game or something. They can always come back. And even for the third game, you can see that Lane and Vandy is leading, but can they win? Who's going to win this? You wonder, right? Let's see. Let's take a look.
The behind the back shots from Seung-jae, saving the day.
Okay, so they didn't show the...
Brilliant.
Okay, this is a short one, but it's also a good one. They didn't really show the serve, so we'll just start from here. Okay, now, so you can see this is the shuttle was here, right? The shuttle was here. Who's the front player? I think that's Vandy. I think, is it Vandy or Lane? I'm not sure who that was. Near the front of the court, the one who just returned the shuttle. So he did his backhand. Okay, the backhand because the shuttle was a little bit behind him. And the Koreans likes to do that. They make it a little bit harder. so it goes back behind you a little bit. So, but he got to the shuttle at a high point and then drop it back. It was a good choice. You see, do you see the shuttle? The shuttle is right here. The shuttle is right here. So the shuttle is in between two players. Between two players. But my question to you is, who do you think should be the one to receive it? It should be the cross player. It should be So. That's So, the lefty. Because the shuttle is moving toward his direction. But I want you to see Kim. And Kim still try to get it. I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can get it, but it's not his shuttle to take because he's in the inferior position. And this is the thing. I think that's what I like about these two. These two, they would fight for the shuttle, and then the one in the better position will win. It wastes energy in my book because both players trying to get it. I mean, Kim can literally just stand and watch So to do that is better for them. But because the Korean players, they are devoted, they are 100% all the time. So it's really a very admirable trait there. So, but then let's see who get that, and then let's say I think So is going to get it. But for So, where do you think he would put it? So let's see. The best position is here. 1. That's cross court 1. Okay. And then the secondary position is 2, is in between these two players, right? And then of course there's a 3. 3 is actually not a bad position. It's he can drive it back. He can lift it. Lift is not always a good. It's not always a preferred strategy because in tactic, I mean in doubles, especially men doubles, you don't want to give up your attacking that easily. But this is you're defending anyways, right? But then that's 3, and 4 is not a good choice, right? Because you already have a player there, and then maybe you want to put 5. 5 maybe, yeah, maybe, but it's also more difficult. So let's see what they do. So you see,
Good play.
Brilliant.
so that's what So did. So okay, so back here. So what So did was So just push it back to basically 1, but it's actually around this area, so it's between 1 and 2. That's also what the Koreans do. They it's almost like, you could almost say it's not finesse enough. I mean, you wanted to drop right in front of the net, right? Force your opponent to move to go there. But to them, I think the choice is more important than execution. The choice is, I see the opening there. I see the big opening here, right? So I put the shuttle there. Execution, I don't have to get it perfect, right? Because you're already in the forced position. So I just drop it there. So that's exactly what he did. You see that? So it's how can I tell that? Look at the feet. Look at where the feet lands. And when your feet land there, you know it's not very close to the side. It's not very close to the net either. So in many ways, it's not necessarily a very good shot in terms of execution, but in terms of choice, position, it's a great shot there. Okay, now this is the interesting part. Okay, when he put it there, look at Kim Won-ho. Kim Won-ho already moving forward. This is great badminton because he's because he you hunt the shuttle, you go with the shuttle, because for Kim Won-ho, the only vulnerable position is behind him, which is not vulnerable for him at all, because if you lift it there, he can easily get there. He's very confident about his own ability there. Now let's look at the lefty. The lefty, I forgot who's the lefty in this one. Is it? I think this is Lane. I think Lane is the lefty. For Lane, now here's the thing. How would you put it back? Okay, listen, this is number 1 choice, right? In front of the net. And number 2 is back the corner. And number 3 is create confusion in between these two. And then other places we don't really need to decide. I don't think, maybe back here, number 4 or something. But yeah, just these 3, 1, 2, 3, okay? Now, the shuttle goes this way. Remember I told you the shuttle usually goes back to where it came from? You want to break that, okay? You want to break, how you break that? You get in position and then use your wrist and your finger to generate power. So you change the direction, you generate power. You can do 1 or you can do 2. I would say 1 or 2, both are good choices here. The worst choice is number 3 because you have both of them there. Okay, so number 3 is the worst choice. Yeah, let's see. You see what he did? It came back. It came back to where it came. So it's that really creates a huge problem actually. And of course he dropped it in front of the net, and he went up. He went up to cover the net. If he goes up to cover the net, and yeah, that's Lane, and Vandy has to go back. He has to go back to cover the back. Now this is not a healthy rotation because they are forced and they are not in a very good position. It's not like you are smashing down and then you can, you put your opponent under pressure, then you can just rotate, right? And notice how, pay attention to So. He was right here, okay? He was already here, right? If it were 1 or 2, he would need to move. He would need to move to block 2 or move forward to protect 1. But in this case, he didn't need to. It was right in front of him, right? So he went there, and he can see that, Lane is coming up, and Vandy is moving back. Then where is the open court? Right here. That's a big vacancy there, and that's exactly where he put it. See that? And that's great execution as well. That's a great execution, just out of reach of Lane. Out of reach of Lane, but still force him to go. He's like, oh, it's my responsibility, I should get there. But actually, if he doesn't, they would be better off if he stays. If he doesn't move, Vandy here, he can get it. It's just a 1 step, he can get it. But because he moved, Vandy cannot go. This is what I mean, 1 + 1 is smaller than 2. Because you are not helping each other, you are in each other's way. And that actually is what happened. Look at that. You see that? Both players look at that and, and lost the point. And this is a very bad collaboration on the England pair's part. Again, they have been together for many years. They play together for at least over 5 years. So this kind of thing, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether it's training thing or some other things, this kind of thing. Because this is not the first time. If you watch their games, this happens a lot. So this is the thing. So my question to you is this. So the Korean won this point. Is it because the Koreans are better or because the opponent give it to them, this point, right? Anyway, so that's just Well, either way, if you are the Koreans, you don't care, right? You win, I win, and you know. Talk about winning, and you don't care. And I want you to look at this. This is these two light shirts. That's a Malaysian, Aaron Chia and so what's his name? These two are former world champions. You gotta understand, as good as like KKK and Chen Menhong, as great as they were, I consider them one of the top 5 all time. Really, they were that good. They never won world champions, and these two won world champions. But in my book, I'm not sure if they play against the prime time KKK and Chen. I have no doubt that pair will win. So, but I don't want to sound like I don't like these two, or like a hater or something. No, that's not my intention here. I try to look at it from pure badminton perspective. These two, I think the best quality I admire is their spirit. They never give up. They really never give up. They try really, really hard, give 100%, 110%, on every play. And that's really, I think effort and devotion sometimes beats talent. The diamond pair, the KKK and Chen Minhong, sometimes they just don't care, Yeah, maybe that's not fair. Sorry, they are really, really good. They just don't. Well, they were really, really good. Okay. Anywho, let's look at this, and then the other pair in blue shirts. That's the Indonesian pair. That's a newly formed. They formed still 2 years, I think, 1 or 2 years already at this point, and that's Alfian and Fikri. I think these two individually, they are the top. They are near the top. They can do everything. Their smash, their speed, their reading of the game, and everything. They are near the top. But together, no, they are not. They are not there yet. They have the potential. If they can break through, that's their potential. Okay, so if you look at talent alone, I hate to say that because it sounds like I'm diminishing one side or something. No, it's not. If you look at individual talent, I would take the Indonesian pair. But when they play, I take the other one. I take the Malaysian pair. But that's just my opinion. Okay, nowadays on the internet, whatever you say, people are going to disagree, right? Anyway, let's look at this play. Okay, so Alfian serve is a low serve to So, and So return that. The return is so basically the return is he tried to go drop it and then pretend, drop back a little bit, pretend to push it, and then still drop it. Yeah, it's my coach used to tell me. My coach, Chen Guoming, and he used to play for Fujian team in China. So, and he told me that don't do deceptions, don't do the fake in doubles, because you're not faking anybody out. It's not like anybody will going to go for your fake. In amateur plays, in lower level plays maybe, but at this level, there's really no reason, because this is what happens to fake. You can hit the shuttle at a very high point. If you fake, you move back, you wait for the shuttle to drop, then you hit it. It puts yourself in a worse position. rather than in a better position. But the hit, the drop was a very good one. That's good execution. So I would say the fake part of the execution is not good, but the hitting part of the execution was great because it basically tumbled along the tape, and it forced the that's Alfian to push it back, but it wasn't too hard, and then So just block it and put it back too. Now look at this arrangement. Look at the positions. This is really, both are in attacking position. Look at the Malaysians and look at the Indonesians. That's attacking position. One in front, one at the back. This is like they just don't. None of them want to give up attacking. They don't want to defend. They just want to just keep it. Keep it flat, keep it downward, and they don't want to give up. And then Fikri just hit it across the court, and that's good. That's a very good choice, because, well, that's because Aaron Cha's view is kind of blocked, a little bit blocked. Still, I would say a better shot for Cha would be a jump smash rather than a backhand. A backhand, well, I don't know. Backhand is okay too, I suppose. Especially when you see the backhand, you see all the open space here, right? So it's almost a given that it's going to be a drive along the way. And this is the interesting part, because there are different choices for the Indonesian pair. For Alfian here, I would assume if I were Alfian, I would raise my racket to block the cross, because the cross would be really, really dangerous. Because if Aaron Cha just smash it cross, this will be really, really dangerous, because Fikri, it's hard for Fikri to get it behind Alfian. But look at Alfian's choice. Alfian decided to protect the corner. And that is problematic, because if Alfian is here to protect the corner and Aaron Cha can drive it, if it's a fast drive, it's very difficult to block it in the net, and then it will drop to the center. It still puts Fikri in a very bad position to receive it. However, if Alfian stays here and block the center, then Fikri would be moving this way, and he is moving this way already. And then the whole part is Fikri's playground. And he can go forward, he can smash, he can do a lot of things here. You see that? This is Alfian. Alfian basically intercepted this one, but he had to move back. When you move back, your body momentum will prevent you from hitting the shuttle hard. And then it also limits where the shuttle can go. Now, look at the two Malaysian players. They are basically crowded on this side because, look at Alfian's body position. There's no way Alfian can get the shuttle behind these two players. So they don't need to. They just go forward and keep pressing. And this is really, really bad for the Indonesian pair. And however, if he left it to Fikri, and it would be a much different outcome, because then he would be dropped back, Fikri would be here and probably attacking already. Okay, so what he did is he lifted, and this is another another one. You look at that. You look at where Fikri is, and you look at where Alfian is. Okay, so Aaron Cha put it right here, right? So the shadow is here, and Alfian went all the way across and intercept the shadow in front of Fikri. Just leave it to Fikri. You leave it to Fikri. Fikri is in a better position. Fikri can go just directly forward to get the shadow, and it's actually in better. This is what I mean by greater players actually is not necessarily make better doubles players, because you can get it doesn't mean you should. Just leave it to your partner because that person is in a better position there. Well, that is true, but there's a lot of but here. But because Alfian is such a great player, look at that. Look at this. So he went all the way to there, and he found the empty space. The empty space is behind So, and that's the empty place. Now, actually, there are two. I would say there are two places. There's number one should be here, the corner here, in front of the net. I would say that's number one, and this is number two, because that's where the gaps are. So, but number one is clearly more difficult. Number one, he needs to go there, but it won't be difficult for Fikri, if it's Fikri to get that. But for Alfian has to go this way, has to go this way. If it were Fikri, he just needs to go this way. So you see the difference. For Fikri, it would be easy to drop it to 1. And for Alfian, it's difficult to drop to 1. And based on the opponent's positioning and movement, and he chose the best that he can. But also, you look at these two Malaysian players, they knew that's the place the shuttle is going. So although it is a gap, it is an empty space, but they are ready for it. Weakness is not a weakness on the badminton court if they knew they can protect it. That's where they go. Okay? So you can see, So tried to intercept it and couldn't, and so he just leave it. By the way, don't turn around if you play. Okay? Don't look behind you. Don't look at it, because that's dangerous. And I would also say that limits Aaron Cha's shot. See, I know you probably say, why your opinion about them are not the top notch. This is why, because if So doesn't look back, if So was dropping down, if So even doesn't try to intercept or something, then Aaron Cha can smash it. Aaron Cha, you look at, that's where the shadow is. That's where the shadow is. So here, that's the shadow. Aaron Cha can just drive it all the way, or even drive it all the way across. He has many choices, but these choices are limited because of the partner. Because if he drives it, he might hit the head of the partner there. So that's limited. And the Indonesian pair knows that too. Look at both of them. They are focusing on that, and they are both looking at this position there. That's, to me, for one, they read the game. For two, it's a waste, because both of them are looking at the same thing. So, anywho. So Aaron Cha had to make a defensive shot, had to make a very high lift. That's giving up the attacking. They were attacking, but now they had to give up. Why? Because So was looking back. If he didn't look back, they can maintain the flat exchange here. Now he had to lift it high. When they lift it high, this is where the Indonesians shine. You know, they are really tall and they are great smashers. Let's see what happens. And this smash, first of all, I don't recommend it to anybody. Okay, even if you are professionals. Here is his choices. Okay, so when I think that's still Fikri. Fikri is a great smasher, by the way. He can smash all over the place. He's a great smasher. Now he starts. Let's see. Let's move forward, back a little bit. All right. Look at that. So his choice for one is here. This is faster. It's the closest, right? It's easiest smashing. And then there's 2 in between the 2 players. So that's the choice number 2. And then there's choice number 3. That's outside of so there. Now for each choice, there is a pros and cons. Okay. Now the most obvious choice is number 2. The most obvious choice is number 2. For most of the smashing is number 2 is right here. Now let's look at 1 first. Okay, if you smash to 1, what's going to happen? It's going to be a steep smash, and you look at Aaron Cha's position. Aaron Cha actually is not in a great position to defend if you smash to 1. And if you smash to 1, he has 2 choices. For 1, he had to return it straight back. For 2, he can try to cross it. If he goes to if he defend it back, Fikri is right there to keep smashing. If he try to cross, Alfian is there to block. So this is an easy choice. This is really an easy choice. It's the most difficult for your opponent and most beneficial for your own team here. Okay. Now, if you choose choice number 2, in between these 2, if the smash is great, you can create a confusion. Okay, you can create a confusion, and of course, the smash could come back where it came from. Then you can keep smashing. It can try to cross, and then again you have Alfian in the middle. So this is also a pretty ideal situation. Depends on how much confusion you create, right? Now, the worst one is number 3. Why? First is the most difficult one to make. The professionals, Fikri here, he can do that. Okay, he can smash it hard, he can smash it good. Okay. Now, the problem is, if anything goes wrong with the smash, if it's too flat or something, this is world champion, by the way. You got to understand that. And so can drive it right back. If it's driven back in this way, look at how open the space is. Look how open. If it drives back, Alfian is useless because there's no way he's going to get there because he can't see. He didn't play the shot. He doesn't know where it goes. He has to see the shuttle before he can move. Okay? So it will be all on Fikri's shoulder to get it back if that's where the return is. So basically, the double becomes a single. Now it's a single. You 1 versus 2. You 1 playing against 2. So this is why I don't think that's a good choice there. But let's see what happens. Now, this is what happens here. For So, he blocked it in front of the net so Alfian can get to it. Now, why that happened? Because he was moving back. If you didn't see it, repeat. Go back and see it. He was jumping back when he defend the shot. That's why he cannot drive it back. If he goes forward against the shuttle, he can hit the shuttle higher. He can drive it back. So that's another suboptimal defensive shot. Now, Alfian, he's right here. And look at it. That's Aaron Chang, and that's So. Where would you put it if you are Alfian? The number one choice is here. Number one choice should be here, okay? And then, I don't know, number two would be the middle. But number two, it's not attacking. They will go up and lift it. That's not the end of the world though, because if you put it number two in front of the net, they would come up in high lift, so you can keep attacking. Number one would be the best choice in my book. I think number one is the best. And the backcourt, like 3, 4, 5, I don't think these are good choices at all. But yeah, we'll see. But the choice, remember I told you the shuttle comes back where it came from? This is exactly what happened, right? Come back where from, and the problem is So is right there. So is right there. He doesn't even need to move a little. He just one step and he's already get to the shuttle. So I don't know. I mean, these are all very fast exchange, but to me these are questionable choices. So it's not a matter of execution. The execution is not great either. It's I don't know what he's trying to do. It's not a drop in front of the net. It's not a high lift. It's not even a fast change. It's like a half-hearted lift. So, but anywho, let's see. By the way, I would say So would be better off using a overhead shot rather than a backhand. But anyway, let's see. So, backhand, still push down. And look at these Indonesians. Remember, 1 second ago they were attacking. They finally got the Malaysians to lift the shuttle high so they can attack. And next second, one of them is on the ground already because of the wrong choice. That's the number one part, the wrong choice. And then of course Alfian is moving back, and then Fikri is trying to get it. And of course Fikri is great, right? So he's on the floor, still get it with a great shot, but now there's no choice. He couldn't really change. You see all the space here? He couldn't get the shuttle there. He can only get the shuttle back there, but it's still great. And So put it back. The issue with So is he wasn't ready. If he raised his racket there, he's already in a better position. But anyway, it's I pay attention to so much details. So when I look at them, it's like, but here's the thing about the competition though. The competition is not about you being perfect to win. It's about you being better than your opponent, right? You know, you already put your opponent on the floor, so that's actually a good condition there. So because of that, you know, I actually think even in this case he should drop it, because did you see that Fikri is on the floor, and Alfian is protecting the whole court. The easiest one is drop it here. Just drop it in front of the net. They are going to scramble, but he didn't. He pushed it. He pushed it to, and it's not a high push. It's not a very fast push. It's a backhand and push to Alfian, and Alfian just lifted it to the other side, all the way to this side. This is for this exchange, to me, it's mostly instinctive and kind of sloppy, you know. But anyway.
What a save.
Okay. And this is also another part. Okay, let's see. I don't know. So Alfian here, he successfully lifted the shuttle to this side, right? And then what Fikri is trying to get up, and Aaron Chia did was to drop in between these two. Okay, so that's to create a confusion. That's where the empty part is. It's kind of it's a smart play. The execution is not great, but it's okay because you don't want to make it too difficult. Although it would be better if we goes to the empty space a little bit more. Now, to the Indonesians, who should receive this? Fikri is in a better position here. Fikri, he gets up, he goes forward, he can receive that. But then Alfian can still get it, but he's not in the best position to do that. And I want you to look at this. Look at that. Do you see that? Do you see that? You may say, okay, Fikri is going parallel. Fikri is going parallel. Yeah, he's going parallel because Alfian is getting it. I personally think it would be better for Fikri to get it because he's right in front of Fikri. For Alfian to get it, he had to go across that. This is like a forced rotation. Both players are running around on the court. It's always the person in the inferior position to get the shuttle. That's not winning. Okay, that's not winning here. And when he gets it, you can also see this is 1 and that is 2. So 1 is cross. It's difficult to do, especially when you go forward. It's very difficult to do. And so 2 is almost the obvious choice. And then the Indonesians know that. The Malaysians know that. So they are moving there already. So see, it's a very high one. And so they exchange position. But look at that. Attacking position, and of course defensive position. It's both sides are in good position, not great position for Alfian, but it's still good position. Now that smash I don't agree with. Now here's the thing. I think the idea might be because Fikri just got up. Even so, why? Because in doubles play, if you smash it to a person, you smash it to the right hip here. So you smash it to the center, that's not very threatening, because you can just forward and then get it. Another one is, why not smash in between these two? Why not try to create confusion, smash in between these two? I don't know. I think that's better. And even smash straight down the line is a better choice because of Alfian wasn't in the best position there. So I actually don't understand that. And also when you smash it across the court, you put your partner in a not very good position there. Okay, but anyway, so Fikri just lifted it up. And so jump back to receive it. And this is another thing. You look at Seung's body position. He's jumping back, he's hitting the shuttle behind him. That limits his choices. He cannot attack. It's literally better for Aaron Chia to do that because Aaron Chia was here. He can go forward and jump smash and keep going forward, and it's easier, it's more powerful, it's more choices. It's just I don't know. So, but of course, Aaron Chia is, his technique is great. Although it's behind him, he can still drop it. And the Indonesians goes forward and then keep lifting. Keep lifting. Okay, and then another smash across the court. So they basically try to attack Fikri at this point. And Fikri, players have preferences. I would say it's that smash, a forehand might be better, but he likes the backhand. If it's other players might prefer other plays. But you may see I'm too critical, right? I am a little bit too critical. But because of that, it wasn't really a high return. Okay, look at that. Look at where Aaron is. This is where Aaron Chia is. And look at the return. Do you see the return? The return is right in the center, right there. Aaron just a slight hop and intercepted it. It's so it's not a very good return there, but it's very fast. I don't want to make it sound like they are world class athletes and they are experts. They are great on badminton, but you can see the quality there is not there. But it's very, very fast. So it's all going very, very fast, and people play on instinct than anything else. And so Aaron just put it back, and then that's a high lift, and Aaron starts to smash. Yeah, this is another thing. After Aaron put it back in front of the net, he was ready for the lift, and he was ready to go back to smash. Why not go to the net? If he moves forward one step, he's going to protect the net. And then So is going to do the smash behind him. What if Fikri drop it? Fikri drop it, let's say this is 1, this is 2. What if Fikri drop it to these two positions? Who's going to protect it? Both of these, both Malaysian players are at the back of the court. So again, it's not easy to do. It's not like, it's easier for me because I'm watching it. I'm watching it on pause, right? When you are playing on the court, it's very difficult to do. But I would say, a good understanding, better training, better training. They already received the best training, I guess. So some training, may help in this case. But anywho, so he lifted it that high. And then the drop was, they lost the point. Why the drop was bad? Because Aaron, when he playing the shuttle, he was moving back. He jumped, he was moving back, and he tries to play. When you are moving back, you lose, your body momentum is against where the shuttle is going. So that's harder to control. And that contributes to the drop here. So this is a very chaotic exchange here. And it's impossible to tell who's going to win based on at any point during the exchange. Really, that's what I feel for a lot of the games these days when I watch the men doubles. It's hard to tell who's going to win. Even for those the Korean pair, the Kim and the So, and they won a lot. But a lot of times it's because their defense, not because they are in control. It's I know. So, but if you listen this far, you should understand that I'm not trying to criticize anybody. They are trying their best and playing really, really hard. And what I'm saying is like, it sounds like nitpicking, I guess. But I will try to do some other doubles like a Hendra Selia one and Muhammad Hassan, their games. Oh, that's a beauty. I'm going to tell you, very clean, efficient, and I will comment on some of these games in the future at some point. Okay, do I have time for another one? Maybe not. So let's just look at one. This is Liang Weikeng and Wang Chang. Liang Weikeng and Wang Chang are two of the most talented players at the moment. Really, they have the potential to be great, but they have not been doing well in the last year because of their collaboration. It's I don't know. And opposing them is Hoki and Kobayashi from Japan. They are also a former world champion, I believe. and it's kind of interesting. It's between these two pairs, and some of the things here. I just want to say, look at the score. Look at the score. Look at especially the second set, 21-7. It's weird. It's really, really weird. It's yeah. I mean, yeah. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Let's just look at one exchange here. I'm not gonna pause and stop and comment on this one because this is the last one for today's episode, and let's just enjoy this. It's a very short one. Let's watch another one. All right, let's watch another one.
A little dissatisfied at the end of some rallies in White Park. Not sure if it's with himself or with his partner.
Woo! The last one was a beauty. It's really, really a beauty. That's the kind of thing makes me wonder, why don't they do that all the time, right? It's a great choice, great execution, and great follow-up. Great ready for the next one. Great follow-up, Yeah. Anywho, so again, if you come this far, it's please subscribe and come back. So this is a TwoLegsBetter. And I try to comment on badminton. But to me, everything in life is the same. Everything in life is about your decision, your choice, and your execution, and the follow-up. So, and in the future, I will do more games. If you have any particular player or particular game that you want me to comment on, I would welcome you to leave a comment or something. I will try to get to these games, and I just love badminton, so I hope you do that. You love that. You love badminton too. So, and come back, we'll enjoy more. All right. So, TwoLegsBetter saying bye bye from New Zealand. You have a great day.